Greetings everyone. In this video I want to talk about your relationship with another source player, and especially if it's an intimate relationship with another source player.
Greetings. This infinite source truth is made possible by the generous contributions and support of viewers like you. Please consider making a contribution now. Thank you.
All right. Some of you are in intimate relationships with another source player, and you are questioning their journey about them, and you're concerned about their behaviors or what they're doing and how it may or may not be hindering them from advancing in a frequency level. Now, what does it have to do with you, other than the fact that you share a relationship with them? What does it matter if they are masturbating in their sleep? How does that affect you? Other than the fact that maybe they're satisfying themselves and you're being left out of it. And from that standpoint, I would say, good for you. But you can't make another source player do anything. And if you can influence them and make them do something that you want, do you realize that being forced into something will cause them to respect you less and come to resent you because of that force being put on them? Now, you have to accept that person the way they are without trying to change them. And if you can't accept them as they are and truly give them the freedom to be who they are, then maybe you should not be in a relationship with them. You see, it's a conditional. And most relationships are conditional. Yeah. Even the ones that are to death do us part, it's conditional, because you always think that a person is going to be the same person and they're going to meet all of your needs. They will meet your needs. They will meet your needs, regardless of who you are or what you become. You see, there is an unwritten expectation. And you really need to examine why that is. What is causing your thought process and your concern? Your thought process and your concern. This could open up into a whole lot of different types of things. You know, drinking, being involved outside the marriage, making choices, spending money, all of these things, being a slob, bringing things into your home that are not beneficial for the household. There are all kinds of things. And some of you are fortunate and it's just you and that person and there are no children involved. And then children become involved. Now there's responsibilities, perceived responsibilities that one parent tends to take more responsibility for. but I've covered that in other videos. You see, it's all choices. It was your choice to become involved in that relationship with that particular individual. If you married, then it was your choice and their choice to get married. Choices. It's all about choices and what is beneficial for you. But it's not beneficial for you to be examining the other person and scrutinizing under a magnifying glass all of their behaviors when really it does not affect you. It affects them and their frequency, but it does not affect you and your frequency unless you allow it to. Now, I've also told you that most of you probably aren't even, you're dealing with someone who's not even on your frequency, let alone harmonized in theirs. And in that case, it's shell placeholders based on who, well, I went through that in the other video, which I'm going to link up here, and you can watch that about placeholders and when you're dealing with source players who are not really on your frequency level. Some of you are emailing me questions that are like, why would you bother to ask me that question? I mean, you have your source self connection, and if you don't, you need to be working on it, but I'm not going to just respond and give you answers to your questions whenever you can get the information yourself using your source self connection. Really? And why would you share these things with me? You should be asking your source self if it benefits you to be emailing me with an issue before you even do it. You see, it was your choice, it was your game, whether you were still in your script or not, which you probably were still in your script. And going forward, it's still in choices that you're making. Are your choices to make. And you alone are responsible for the choices that you make, for the relationships that you have entered and accepted, and the choices that you make, whether to remain there or to change. Those are all your choices. Isn't that nice that you get to make choices? Now, whether you allow other people to influence you, to pressure you to remain in a relationship that does not benefit you, well, that's also on you, because that's a choice that you're allowing. You're allowing others to influence you and pressure you. All I'm saying is you need to be aware of the choices that you are making and who you are allowing to influence your choices, whether you stay in a relationship or you decide that you're going to leave it. If you are going to leave a home or if you're going to remain there. These are your choices, and in some cases you may not have a choice because you get kicked out. Who knows? Who knows? There are a lot of parents who ought to be kicking some adult children out of their homes because they're adults. And, well, that's another video. Anyway. Your choices are yours to make. You need to take responsibility for them. You need to stop worrying about those other people and concentrate on your game and maybe weigh how they are behaving or acting is affecting your game. But awareness is key. You need to be aware instead of just going with the flow because it's the easiest thing to do and not even think about the choices that you're making and how they can play out. The choices are always yours. Now, if you find the information that I'm sharing in these videos beneficial to you and what I have done in the matrix, then it benefits you to say thank you via gift via PayPal. The link is in the description box below. Abundance, health, and prosperity to you.